On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Hyperbole.
Exaggerated statements or claims not meant to be taken used to create emphasis or to make a point.
Examples:
Escalate the hyperbole. Avoid hyperbole in writing. The marketing campaign relied heavily on hyperbole to sell the product.
Intertwine.
To twist together or become twisted together.
Examples:
Intertwine thread. Intertwine story. The vines intertwine to form a thick canopy overhead.
Determinant.
A factor, circumstance, or condition that contributes to the shaping, influencing, or determining of a particular outcome or result.
Examples:
Environmental determinant. A determinant of crop yields. One determinant of success is having a positive attitude and a strong work ethic.
Pretension.
The act of claiming or asserting something, especially without good reason or without evidence, an unfounded or excessive claim or ambition.
Examples:
Pretension to authority. Baseless pretension. His pretensions of being a gourmet were quickly exposed when he could not identify basic herbs and spices.
Aft.
The opposite of forward, located at or towards the rear or back of a ship, aircraft, or other vehicle.
Examples:
Aft cabin. Aft view. The aft section of the ship suffered significant damage after the collision with the reef.
Methane.
A chemical compound with the chemical formula CH4 with no smell or color, often used as a fuel.
Examples:
Atmospheric methane. Reduce methane emissions. The ignition of methane gas in the plant killed 5 employees.
Poisonous.
Containing or producing toxic substances, harmful or dangerous to living beings, often causing illness, injury, or death, capable of causing serious harm or destruction.
Examples:
Poisonous plants. Poisonous chemicals. Some species of poisonous snakes can be deadly to humans if bitten.
Culprit.
Someone who is responsible for a crime or wrongdoing.
Examples:
The culprit of global warming. The arrest of the culprit. They finally found the culprit of the bug after a long time.
Numb.
Unable to feel physical sensation and movement, not showing human feeling or sensitivity.
Examples:
Numb with cold. A numb mind. My left arm became numb.
Carbohydrate.
Also carb, any of a class of organic compounds that include sugars, starch, and cellulose and are a principal source of energy in the diet of animals.
Examples:
Complex carbohydrate. Carbohydrate metabolism. Foods high in carbohydrates include bread, pasta, and rice.
Foresee.
To perceive or predict, to anticipate or expect something to happen in the future.
Examples:
Foresee the consequences. Foresee challenges. I foresee a problem arising if we don't address this issue now.
Overconsumption.
The act of consuming too much of something, or the condition of consuming more than is necessary or advisable.
Examples:
Age of overconsumption. Overconsumption of alcohol. Overconsumption of sugar can contribute to obesity.
Poultry.
Lacking in importance, value, or quality, insignificant, meager, or inadequate.
Examples:
Paltry sum. Paltry excuse. After working long hours for a paltry paycheck, the employee began to search for a new job.
Carotenoid.
Organic pigments of yellow, orange, and red that are produced by plants, algae, and various bacteria and fungus.
Examples:
Carotenoid pigment. Carotenoid biosynthesis. Carotenoids provide two essential features for living things.
Unnatural.
Not in accordance with the normal or natural order, or not normal, typical, or expected.
Examples:
Unnatural death. Unnatural disaster. The unnatural growth of the city has disrupted wildlife habitats.
Craving.
A strong desire of wanting something.
Examples:
Craving for revenge. Curb our cravings. I have a craving for nicotine.
Whop.
To strike forcefully, to beat or batter.
Examples:
Whop my opponent. Whop the intruding spider. He gave the punching bag a hard whop with his fists.
Discotheque.
A nightclub or restaurant where recorded music is played and people dance.
Examples:
Discotheque party. Discotheque scene. He couldn't wait to hit the discotheque and dance the night away.
Outvote.
To defeat or prevail over someone or a group in a vote or election by having more votes or support.
Examples:
Outvote opponents. Outvote the dissenters. We must convince more people to side with us, or they'll outvote us at the next election.
Puppet.
A doll or figure that is manipulated by strings, wires, or hands to represent a person or animal, a person who is controlled or manipulated by someone else.
Examples:
Puppet theater, corporate puppet. The politician was merely a puppet for the wealthy elite.
Agritecture.
A design practice that combines elements of architecture, engineering, and agriculture to create sustainable and viable urban farming systems and structures.
Examples:
Agritecture design, urban agritecture. The design of the vertical farm incorporates agritecture principles to maximize yield.
Simplistic.
Oversimplified or lacking in complexity or depth, characterized by an attempt to explain something complex or multifaceted with overly vague or simple terms.
Examples:
Simplistic approach, simplistic design. The politician's solution to the problem was too simplistic to solve the underlying issue.
Supplant.
To replace or take the place of something or someone, often by force or through strategic maneuvering. To make obsolete or obsolete by introducing a superior or more advanced alternative.
Examples:
Supplant traditional methods. Supplant current technology. The young startup aims to supplant the established players in the industry through innovation.
Industrious.
Hardworking, diligent, and persistent in effort.
Examples:
Industrious worker, industrious student. He was known to be very industrious and would often work late into the night.
Swell.
To become larger or more inflated, to become more intense or important.
Examples:
Swell at room temperature. Swell a population. His arm was swelling from the insect bite.
Industrialize.
To organize the production of something into an industry.
Examples:
Industrialized service. Industrialized textile production. The nations of Southeast Asia will quickly industrialize and catch up with the West.
Churn.
To stir or agitate a liquid, substance, or mixture vigorously to produce foam or because of violent movement, to cause a large number of people to move or leave, to produce something, such as money, through continuous activity or turnover.
Examples:
Churn out manufactured goods. Churn in my stomach. The cream needs to be churned for several minutes before it becomes butter.
Wrench.
To pull or twist something suddenly or violently.
Examples:
Wrench off the lock. Wrench my back. A deep sigh was wrenched from his chest.
Exemplify.
To serve as a typical example of something. Exemplify the importance. Exemplify the solution. The example of a successful startup serves to exemplify the potential of the industry.
Locavore.
A person who prefers to eat locally grown or produced food, often for environmental, ethical, or health reasons.
Examples:
Locavore restaurant. Promote locavore farming. The locavore movement promotes reducing carbon emissions by consuming food grown within a certain radius.
Elitist.
Believing or showing the belief that some people are naturally superior to others and, therefore, should have more power and privilege.
Examples:
Elitist mentality. Elitist mindset. His elitist attitude made it difficult for him to work with people from different backgrounds.
Margarine.
A yellow substance made from vegetable oils or a blend of vegetable and animal fats, commonly used as a substitute for butter and is typically lower in saturated fat and cholesterol.
Examples:
Margarine spread. Vegetable margarine. My mom always switches butter for margarine in recipes.
Pass.
No longer fashionable or current, outdated, considered to be old-fashioned or out of date.
Examples:
Passé entertainment. Passé trend. Bell-bottom jeans, once considered passé fashion, have made a surprising comeback in recent years.
Unheard.
Not heard, listened to, or noticed, not having been brought to public attention.
Examples:
An unheard story. Previously unheard of economic development. The unheard melody was beautiful and touched everyone's hearts.
Imitation.
A duplicate of anything, particularly something valuable, the act of replicating someone or something.
Examples:
Imitation antique. Artificial imitation. Many individuals believe that children learn languages through imitation.
Stab.
To cause harm with a sharp, pointed object, such as a knife.
Examples:
Stab at the enemy with a knife. Stab in the chest. He was stabbed many times with scissors.
Sanction.
Official permission or approval for an action, especially an economic or political action by a government or international organization. A penalty or punishment imposed for breaking the law, rule, or agreement. Verb. To impose a penalty or punishment for breaking the law, rule, or agreement.
Examples:
Imperial sanction. Popular sanction. The government imposed economic sanctions on the country.
Flake.
A small, thin piece or layer of something, often with a flat or irregular shape, a person who is unreliable or inconsistent.
Examples:
flakes of snow, flake graphite. She found a paint flake on the wall and realized it was time to repaint the room.
Whiz.
To move or run quickly and smoothly with a hissing or buzzing sound, to excel or perform skillfully in a particular area. To urinate, noun, a person who is very clever or skilled at something.
Examples:
Whiz kid, whiz through the book. The racing car whizzed past the grandstands, leaving a trail of dust behind it.
Goldfish.
A small, freshwater fish with bright scales and a round body, often kept as a pet or used as a decorative element in ponds or aquariums.
Examples:
Goldfish pond, breeding goldfish. I enjoy watching the goldfish swim around in their tank.
Orangutan.
A large long-armed ape with red-brown hair that lives in Borneo and Sumatra and has arboreal habits.
Examples:
Orangutan arm, female orangutan. The researcher found new species of orangutan on the island.
Farmland.
Land used for farming or agricultural purposes.
Examples:
Farmland acreage, fertile farmland. The government is encouraging farmers to expand their farmland to increase food production.
Demise.
Death or the end of something.
Examples:
Demise of bureaucracy. Meet their demise. The sudden demise of the king was a shock to everyone and threw the kingdom into chaos.
Housework.
The tasks involved in cleaning and maintaining a house.
Examples:
Housework robot, light housework. She didn't mind doing the housework as long as it kept her busy and productive.
Lettuce.
A leafy vegetable that is often used as a base for salads or sandwiches. It has green leaves and a mild flavor.
Examples:
Crisp lettuce, wilted lettuce. I want a sandwich with extra lettuce, please.
Spinach.
A leafy green vegetable with a slightly bitter taste and high nutritional value, often used in salads or cooked dishes, and also famously associated with the cartoon character Popeye, who claimed eating spinach made him stronger.
Examples:
Spinach salad, frozen spinach. Fresh spinach is a good source of vitamins and minerals.
Broccoli.
A green vegetable with a bunch of small, tight florets on a thick stem that belongs to the cabbage family.
Examples:
Frozen broccoli, broccoli sprout. He didn't like broccoli floret and avoided eating it.
Broil.
To cook something by direct heat, typically using a grill, a hot plate, or an oven, to become very hot and feverish.
Examples:
Broil pork chops. Broil vegetables. I broiled the steak in the oven for a delicious and easy meal.
Twofold.
Consisting of two parts or aspects, doubled in size, quantity, or degree.
Examples:
Twofold approach. Twofold difference. The twofold increase in sales was unexpected but welcomed by the company.
Resound.
To make a loud, deep sound that echoes.
Examples:
Resound with his fame. Resound in an enclosure. The sound of the drums resounded through the concert hall.
Mash.
To crush or grind something into a soft, wet, pulpy mass. To talk or behave amorously, without serious intentions. Noun, a mixture of crushed malt grains and hot water.
Examples:
Mash his words. Potato mash. She mashed the potatoes with a fork until they were smooth and creamy.
Hippie.
A person who follows a counterculture movement that originated in the United States during the 1960s, characterized by the advocacy of nonviolence, communal living, and a rejection of traditional American values.
Examples:
Hippie lifestyle. Hippie music. The fashion of the hippie movement included unconventional clothing such as tie-dye shirts and bell-bottom jeans.
Phobia.
An extreme or irrational fear of a particular object, person, situation, or activity, a type of anxiety disorder.
Examples:
Phobia treatment. Social phobia. She has a phobia of spiders and always avoids them.
Akin.
Similar or related in nature, character, or origin.
Examples:
Akin to anger. Akin to the prior experiences. Her interests are akin to mine.
Oatmeal.
A type of cereal made from oats that have been ground or steel cut.
Examples:
Oatmeal cookies. Oatmeal breakfast. I love starting my day with a bowl of warm oatmeal and fresh fruit.
Coma.
A state of prolonged unconsciousness, typically caused by severe injury or illness, during which a person is unresponsive and lacks awareness of their surroundings.
Examples:
Medical coma. Medically induced coma. Unfortunately, the accident left him in a deep coma.
Heyday.
A period of success or popularity, the peak or prime of something.
Examples:
The heyday of rock music. High-tech heyday. The restaurant was famous in its heyday for its delicious food and famous patrons.
Cram.
To force or try to fit a large amount of information into a short time, especially in preparation for an examination. To force or try to fit a large amount of something into a small space.
Examples:
Cram more circuits into chips. Cram 5 people into a car. She had to cram for the final exam and stayed up all night studying.
Nugget.
A small piece of gold or other precious metal or mineral found ready formed in the earth, a small round piece of some food.
Examples:
A gold nugget. Nugget of truth. It took a few weeks to extract the nugget of information from those complicated sources.
Nuke.
Derived from nuclear, to attack or destroy a place or target with a nuclear weapon. To cook food in a microwave oven. Noun, a nuclear weapon, such as a nuclear bomb or missile.
Examples:
Nuke a city. Nuke missile. The government threatened to nuke the enemy territory if they didn't surrender.
Zap.
To strike, destroy, get rid of, or kill something or someone suddenly and with force.
Examples:
Zap a huge target. Zap barcode. They provided allies with powerful weapons that could zap the enemy from thousands of miles away.
Bland.
Lacking in strong flavor, character, or interest, unremarkable or unexciting.
Examples:
Make a bland reply. Bland novel. The dinner was rather bland and in need of some seasoning.
Graze.
To feed on grass or other vegetation, especially by nibbling at it repeatedly, to break the skin of a body part by scraping.
Examples:
Turn cattle out to graze. Graze the left shoulder. The sheep graze on the green grass in the meadow.
Fender.
A barrier that surrounds the wheels of a vehicle to block splashing water or mud, a cushion-like device that reduces shock due to an impact.
Examples:
Front fender. Vehicle fender. He had a fender bender last night.
Clamor.
To make a loud, confused, and often continuous noise, especially through shouting, or other forms of vocal expression, to express strong and determined protest or demand. Noun, a loud and continuous noise or uproar, often created by a group of people.
Examples:
Clamor for change. The clamor of urban life. Environmental activists clamor against the building of new oil pipelines due to their potential impact on the environment.
Filth.
Dirt, grime, or other disgusting or offensive material, an act or state of being extremely dirty or foul. Layer of filth. Accumulation of filth. The janitor had to clean up the filth left behind after the concert.
Vegan.
A person who does not eat or use any animal products, typically for ethical or environmental reasons.
Examples:
Raw food vegan. Vegan lifestyle. The vegan diet is based on plant-based foods.
Overproduction.
The act of generating or producing a large quantity of something greater than the demand.
Examples:
Overproduction of gastric acid. Enzyme overproduction. The overproduction of goods led to a surplus in the market and lower prices.
Devote.
To commit or dedicate oneself or one's time, effort, or energy to a particular task or purpose.
Examples:
Devote all of my energies. Devote my own life. He devoted himself to studying the history of ancient civilizations.
Obsess.
To fill the mind of someone continually so that one can't think of anything else.
Examples:
Obsess over her weight. He is obsessed with the fear. He's utterly obsessed with his promotion.
Steroid.
Any of several organic compounds that are produced in the body and have important physiological effects and affect the development and growth of sex organs.
Examples:
Steroid abuse. A steroid hormone. Some steroids are banned for use by athletes because of their muscle building effects.
Malnutrition.
The condition of having an improper or inadequate diet, typically resulting in weakness, illness, and developmental problems. The state of being undernourished or lacking essential nutrients.
Examples:
Severe malnutrition. Childhood malnutrition. The doctor advised the patient to eat a balanced diet to avoid malnutrition.
Writ.
A written legal order or command.
Examples:
A writ of summons. Issue a writ. He was served with a writ of eviction, giving him the notice to vacate the property.
Omnivorous.
Consuming or feeding on a wide variety of food, both plants and animals.
Examples:
Omnivorous diet. Omnivorous animals. The omnivorous habits of raccoons make them adept at scavenging in urban environments.
Indiscriminately.
Done without any distinction or selection, randomly or without careful consideration.
Examples:
Act indiscriminately. Lay off employees indiscriminately. The soldiers fired their weapons indiscriminately during the battle.
Thoughtless.
Lacking consideration for others, inconsiderate, not reflecting on one's actions or words, showing a lack of thought or intelligence.
Examples:
Thoughtless comment. Thoughtless mistake. The thoughtless actions of the students caused damage to the school property.
Improvisation.
The act of making something up on the spot or creating or performing something without preparation.
Examples:
Improvisation on stage. Jazz improvisation. He created a beautiful piece of music using only improvisation.
Footprint.
A mark of a foot, shoe, or animal's foot left on a surface.
Examples:
Footprints in the snow. The footprints of an earlier civilization. We choose transportation that has a smaller carbon footprint.